Sometimes we need to use what we know about geometry to solve for some of these angles. So if you look at number 6 on page 28, it tells us that AB and CD are straight lines, and they obviously create 4 different angles. Because we know these are straight lines, from one side to the other, it means that the angles that are opposite each other must be the same. So they must have the same measurement. So if we know that this is 164, then we know that A has to be 164 because they're made of 2 straight lines and it is the angle that is reflecting. Then we know that 164 plus r is going to equal 180 because a straight line is 180 degrees. Therefore, we would do 180 minus 164 degrees to find out that the measure of r is 16. Finally, we are going to talk about vertical angles in this section. And vertical angles are the 2 angles that are not adjacent when you have 2 or more lines intersecting to create these kinds of angles. So, the vertical angles are again going to be the ones that aren't touching each other. So in this poorly drawn diagram, though you can see it on page 29 as number 16, it shows us a lot of different angles with 2 straight lines and 1 not straight line. So when 2 straight lines, just double checking something, when 2 lines intersect each other, the 2 angles that are not adjacent would be the vertical angles. So in other words, we don't have to pay attention to the MO and the OQ because it's not a straight line. We are looking at NR and PS. So looking at those 2, we can see, and I'm actually going to erase them so we don't get confused, we can see that NOS, so this angle, and POR, or this angle, are vertical because they are not touching each other, they are opposite each other. Then NOP and SOR are also vertical angles. So again, those vertical angles are going to have the same measurements as each other because of what we know about straight lines in that they form 180 degrees.